check. We're gonna jump right into it, man. Um, how do you get into the whole music thing?
Well, I got into it at a very young age, and it was just something that was so fascinating. And I was like, wow, like listening to Mr. Magic and Chuck Chill Out and all them on the radio and hearing them scratch and all that. And I was like, wow, I want to do that. And then when I came up here, I'm originally from North Carolina, you know, Goldsboro and all that. So anyway, besides shout out NC, you already know. And when I came up here, I met one of my cousin's friend that was DJing, and then it just fascinated me. I'm like, wow. My cousin used to say, "Oh, listen to that mother try and do something. He can't do nothing." And when I heard him in one party, I was like, wow. So then I got to build it with him and keep on and keep on and keep on. And then he was like, yo, the other step is producing. So then, you know, I got into like really trying to see how music works, the mechanics of it. Because people think you just sample a beat or just do this or just put a record on or put a song on. No. You got to understand the mechanics behind it. It's an art form. You got to know it. You know, so then I kept on and kept on and kept on. And here I am.
Okay. So you grew up in North Carolina, and what age did you come to the Bronx?
Age of seven.
Oh shit.
Innocent. I was very innocent, and I didn't know nothing. I was like, wow, okay, a big new world, okay. Country boy from the South in the big city, woo!
So what is the vibe down there, North Carolina, and I would say to the Bronx. What is the vibe?
Well, I've been down there a couple of times to visit family, but I haven't really been down there and like really stayed or seen like how the scene is. Yeah, I've been down there. I did like 2 or 3 parties down there, but I never really stayed there and really built with other people, other producers, other rappers and stuff. So I can imagine it's crazy.
Okay. So who are your top producers that you look up to?
I look up to Premier, of course. Look up to Timbaland, of course. I do dig Pharrell with the difference, let's say Neptunes or whatever that was. And Just Blaze. Just Blaze was a really cool. When I met him in person, when I was going down to the Def Jam building talking with Lenny Santiago and all that, and I met him there, I was like, oh, hey, really cool. Like, hey, man, you play games? You a gamer? I was like, nah, I just DJ and make beats. He's like, yeah, me too, man, but you should play games. Yeah, a little side story. But yeah, those are the couple that I look up to.
Okay. What's up, man? So what software do you use?
Oh, I use pretty much all. Like, as you see behind me is Ableton Live, and I use Pro Tools, of course, industry standard, which is all professional studios have. I use Bitwig 3, Studio One 5, FL Studio, of course, that's like the easiest one to use. Mm-hmm. And this other one called Waveform 11. It's like a open format one where you can like write your own code. That's pretty dope because I'm getting into that. That's like a whole nother brainiac side of geeking. You know what I mean? So just, a couple of others, but, so many. Because I look at it as, it's great to know that they all do the same thing, but different terminology how to get to whatever you need to do. If you know one, you know them all. Just like synth. Mm-hmm. Synth, I'm getting into sound design and building sounds. And once you know one, oscillator and filter and all this other stuff, you know them all. So it's like play around, have a good time, and experiment. And one reason what made me get into a whole bunch of different ones, because when people buy leases, they don't buy the beat. They buy leases for the beat. They say, hey, well, can you make it 5 minutes and this format for this program, because this is what I'm using. Logic, whether it's Logic, it's, actually, you know what? I can just show you, I can look right now, because there's so much. So, it's MPC Beats, Mixbus 32C, that's another good one. Like I said, Waveform. Then there's Cubase, then there's Machine, then Studio One, Reason 11, oh my God, how could I forget that one? And, with all of those, so, once you know one, you know them all. And when artists or whoever, producers, whoever say, hey, can you make it 6 minutes long in this? I'm like, well, I don't have that. Just take the stem and just copy it,
So, once you once they get the beat from you, they want you to tailor-made it the way they wanted it to be, or they want you to shorten up there, make something long. How that whole process work?
Well, basically, how it is that it's all broken down to you have either you can get stems, which is like 4 minute or 6 minute or 8. I mean, not minutes. Sorry, you can get stems, which is 8 bars, 4 bars, whatever, however long you have the beat. Now, it's just the kick, the snare, the hi-hat, the whatever other sounds, bass, synths, whatever, for that long amount of time. And you can copy it as long as you want, and you can do all the drops you want. Or you can get a non-exclusive where the beat is already laid out. So whatever you hear, you're going to rhyme to that. And I found that a lot of artists, they like to rhyme to the beat as it, like, let's say the beat is already set up. So they don't want to change it. They say, you know what, I want to rhyme to it that way. So they can get a non-exclusive, which is like $20, nothing. But that means you cannot do, you can't put it on Apple Music, you can't put it on Spotify, you can't do all of that. There's boundaries with it. Now, if you get a non-exclusive, means nobody else can use it but you. But if you don't use it within a certain time frame, let's say a year, then it goes back to me, and that's it. You know.
Okay, that's a pretty good breakdown. So, as far as like the beats and all that, where are you selling your beat? Where can they go to hear your sound?
It's on BeatStars.com. Well, actually, it's ZACKERYWalls.com is the site where they can go and see it. And I also have it on, there's a bunch of other little platforms that I have that I did some beats on. It's too much to name. I can't really name it right now. It's a lot. But, yeah, ZACKERYWalls.com is the main one. ZACKERYWALLS.
Okay, so you go by the name of Zachary Walls. As far as like the name DJ Technique, which one is more appealing to you?
Zachary Walls, because that's basically my real name, Otis Zachary Walls. So I said, I'm not gonna put a stage name or like an artist name. This is my real name. Just take out my first name, add my middle and last name. That's it.
Okay. I see you got the copy and paste, the routine with the name on it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. I get it. So as far as like any artists in the game that's in the game right now, I would say new, old, who do you want to work with?
There's a couple of artists I want to work with. A new artist that I definitely want to work with is Doja Cat. I like her style. And what was the artist's name I heard the other day? Melly. She's like I think she's like bilingual, Spanish and English. She's dope. And then Danny Lay, I think her name is. Like female artists. Because I love that style. It's like a rapping type of singing type of vibe, and I'm like, wow, I definitely want to work with those women,
Yeah.
Like, there's a couple of dudes too I want to work with, but I'm like, I don't know. I want to see like one artist I really dig from. I think he's from Houston, Yellow Beezy. I like his style. He's dope. He's dope.
I met him at SOB. We performed.
Yeah. He's dope. I definitely like his style.
So okay. As far as like with if you want to get a chance to work with this, what new producer and old producer you want to work with?
A new producer, I would say. Let me see. I really dig Murder Beats.
Yeah.
He's cool. I like his style, like what he's doing. And the old producer be Timbaland.
Okay. You see, he doing the whole listening to beats like
yeah, I know.
The whole repeat thing.
I know.
You
just like Internet Money.
Yeah.
You ever heard of them? Internet Money did the same thing. And, all those people over there, they reached out to me like, yo, send some beats, Even producer Grind, the dude had wrote me about that. Like, he wrote me about getting into that a while ago. He was like, yo, we gotta come down here to Atlanta and all this now. I'm like, yeah, but the timing, man. I need time,
Yeah, you gotta, they out there doing their thing.
I know.
They get to all the top producers right now.
Yeah.
They they know now, so it's like they happy to get on their platform. Like, yo, I'm happy to be here.
Real spit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, yo. You know what I mean? So they be dropping some real information, some real gems on there. You know what I mean? So he got the morning show going on. You know what I mean? So as far as, you know, things like that. So as far as like, are you working with any type of artist right now?
No, well, I have one artist that me and James Azar, my dude. Shout out to James Azar. Shout out to Rodney. You know, this R&B dude that we're working with, trying to get some stuff. That's the main focus right now. But I have like a lot of other artists that write me, contact me, like, yo, I want to do something. I'm like, hey, I send them a beat. I say, hey, don't worry about it. Send me back what you got going on. Like, you know what I mean? Let's make it happen. I'm more interested in putting out good music. I don't care about, oh, you gotta pay. No. Let's put this out and let's let everybody enjoy this good music, you know? And that's the only one. I have a whole bunch of artists that either bought beats, leased beats, should I say, and that they come back like, oh, I want to do this. I'm like, okay. But I'm not working with them exclusively. It's just like, hey, you need something? You want me to do a custom one? Tell me what you want. You got it. Say no more.
Okay, so I was wondering, like, you selling beats, and I'm trying to figure out, do you keep track of that? How many beats you sold in the last couple of months or a couple of years?
Yeah. Well, with the platform that I'm on, BeatStars, it basically sums everything up. It tells you, it gives you a readout. It shows you how much people bought, how much people commented, how much people downloaded, how much people resend it or repost it. Yeah. You know, it shows you all of that. And then with when people buy or they purchase it from PayPal, I get a readout. Or this person sent an email. This person bought. This person bought. This person bought. You know, so and it collects all their email. Well, I collect it and it shows it on the BeatStars platform how much people bought your beats or your service or your drum kits or whatever. You know, it shows that. You know.
Okay. Now, this is my new thing I got going on. I just want to ask you 10 things that you can't live without.
10 things
that you can't live without.
10 things I can't live without.
Yeah.
Let me see. Well, 10 things I can't live without talking to my wife. That's one. Another thing is my music. Another thing is waking up and either wanting to do cardio or work out, some kind of physical movement. You know, I'm into fitness and training and stuff like that. And other things, water. I cannot live without water. You know, food is a necessity, should I say? So I can't really count that. Another thing is
can't really count on food. Just water.
That's a necessity, of course. So that's not something. Of course, you have to live with food. So you can't. You know. Another thing is just good vibes, man. Good vibes. You know, good vibes and good people, being around good people, and family. You know, those are things I cannot live without.
Okay, that's what's up, man. So I'm trying to see what's the plan, what's the dreams for 2021?
Well, my plan and dream for 2021 now is just create good music, build good relationships, and let everything fall into place and just have a good time and enjoy. You know, everything is already crazy. You know, what I think really is the best thing to do is just, you know, have a good time, enjoy time with families, with friends, whatever, making good music, because I'm all about music. I love everything about music. Anything about music, I love. It doesn't matter what type of music, what genre of music, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm also a DJ, travel all over the world DJing, so I don't care. But it's just about making good, positive energy to spread to everybody so everybody can enjoy the music, you know? That's my main number one plan. Of course, is to make money. Of course, to make capital, to be able to, you know, expand and do more and do more and do more. Like, I want to start this little program where I can get into New York City school system and start like teaching like let's say let's say middle school and high school kids how to start, like either they want to DJ or anything musically, you know, where they can start trying to make beats or, you know, just get into it, not this crazy stuff where, you know, it's gangs and gang and violence and all that. So, you know, just something else than the disruptive way where they're going to walk down that path, either wind up dead or in jail, you know?
Okay. That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, of course. You need it.
So I'm trying to see you, as far as like, you want to do that, are you thinking about coming up with your own courses?
I mean, I spoke to a couple of music teachers at a couple of schools, and they was like, well, you got to come up with this type of curriculum and this and that. I can never pronounce it the right way. Curriculum, whatever. And it's like, oh, but you got to plan it out this way, you know, so they can show the principal, their boss, and make sure it's okay to teach the kids this because they got to be New York State certified, but I have to go through a whole other process. So basically what I'm going to do is just say, hey, look, this is an idea. This is an idea I have. I want to do this. You down with that? You know, it would be cool, recreational for the kids to learn and say, oh, this is so cool, you know. And it could be like, hey, I'm just someone lending my time. That's it. I'm not looking for nothing. I don't want no money, no nothing. You know, it's like a donation. You know. Okay. Because everybody's into music. All the kids from the younger, going younger and younger into music. So why not teach them how to make the music that they love so much? You know. Okay.
Yeah. That sounds dope. I think I'm gonna have to, you know, point you to in a couple of directions with some people about that. Yeah. See what's up and shit. You know what I mean? Do it. Make that impact on the world. You know what I mean? Before we get up out of it, is somebody trying to become a music producer? Or they trying to learn the ins and outs? And they just fresh out, what would you tell them?
I would tell them just what you should do is just sit down and really, like, first of all, enjoy the music and love it. Because once you do that, then you wouldn't have no problem. Because I noticed like a lot of people, a lot of new producers, they hit me on Instagram, Twitter, whatever, so on and so forth. Yo, how do you do this? I'm trying to do this, but it's not working because I want to sound like this person. I want to make traps like that. I want to make that. It's like, no. Just enjoy. Come up with your own sound. You have to really sit down and say, you know what? I want to come up with something. You have to have an idea. You can't just come out, oh, I want to do everything, do something like everybody else is doing, because that does not make you original. It makes you just like everybody else. Yeah. Now, how much other people are doing this? Millions all over the world, not just here in New York now, not just in the Bronx, it's just all over the world now. So you have to come up with your own little plan, like, hey, look, I want to do this, I want to be different. And don't be afraid to step outside of the box. Don't be afraid. That's a lot of mistake a lot of people do. They, oh, I can't do that because it's going to sound weird. I'm going to be a weirdo. Oh, really? Okay. But that weirdo shit really sells. Sorry for cursing. But yeah, for real. Okay. You know, just stick to it and be different. Be different. Be original. That's all.
Okay. So my whole thing is be different with the whole process. I'm trying to figure out the ins and outs, like, what type of sounds is out there. You know what I mean?
No. There's so much sounds out there. The only thing that people got to really do, they got to sit down and, like, my thing is, I don't look for the right sound. I make it. This is what got me into sound design, because when you do sound design, you're making your own sound. Yeah. You can take one sound, like one preset, one sound, and say, you know what, I want to make it sound like this. Oh, shit. Oh, that's dope. And that's what you do. Because when you sit there and say, oh, I want to use this sound, you sound just like the person that used it before. And that person sounds like the person that used it before. You see? So it's no difference. But once you start getting into, like, hey, you know what? I want to do something different. Let me do something different. That's what makes the Neptunes, Pharrell and Chad, stand out so much when they came out with all those everybody was using their beats with, because it was different. I remember Chad said that he used a rubber band and rubbed it on a record to make their kind of bass that made that bass sound different when nobody else had that. You see, this is what people got to do. Make your own. Don't be like everybody else. Make your own lane.
Okay. So everybody hear that, make your own lane, get to it. You know what I mean? Keep going. You know what I mean? And don't let nobody tell you you can't do it.
Now, don't get me wrong. It's not easy. It's not easy because it took me a minute to really get the ins and outs of sound design. But it's something that you really have to like sit down and say, you know what? I really want to do this. I really want to do this. Because if you really get into music production, you really need to really love it. And you have to know the ins and outs. Like when I started on sampling, like, oh, I want to sample this and sample this, sample this. And then I didn't know nothing about music theory. I didn't know nothing about keys and scales and inversions and modes, nothing. Now I'm like, okay, I got an idea. I know from C to C, you know, and how everything goes and how it sounds. I can literally like listen to a tone now and say, oh, that sounds like that. I can play it back, you know. It just takes time, You got to really sit down with it. You can't just rush and say, oh, I'm going to do this right now and then that's it. I got it. I'm a superstar. No, it takes time. Right. Because with the new internet producers now, they just get a laptop, throw in some loops and drums, and that's it. Oh, they're a superstar, but it's not. Because you can make a beat, and oh yeah, they like that beat for right now, but what else can you do? Can you flip it and do something else? Can you do a different style, a different genre? Oh, well, you know what, we're going to go with this guy, because this guy can do it all, you know? Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So before we get up out of here, any shout-outs you want to give, or to talk to a few people that might be watching this and listening to this?
Yeah, of course. First and foremost, I want to shout out you, because you've been doing your thing, and you know, you're like a little brother to me. Yeah, I remember you come to the parties with me, like, yo, Tech, what's this? Like, come on, Frank, let's do this, make this happen. Yeah, you first of all, you know, and just want to shout out everybody holding me down, everybody, you know, working with the kid. Want to shout out Wifey out there holding me down, doing what she do, you know, making it happen. Shout out Wifey. Yes, believe it. So you already know. It's just everybody that really digs my sound, really digs what I'm doing, because it's like I love what I'm doing, and it's so it's getting better and better and better and better and better and better and better. It can't get no worse. I mean, how could it? And I just love how the internet has made it a lot more easier, because remember, I came up in that era of when you had to go around and literally take DAT tapes to studios and all that, you know. Oh yeah, listen to this. You couldn't copy a CD or whatever. You know, you had to take DAT tapes from the studio. I remember being in D&D, Doug and Dave's studio with Premiere, and you got to do it's crazy. So you know, times have changed, and it's great. It's much easier now. Just a laptop, computer, whatever, you know. But just everybody rocking with me.